So that's how easy it is to copy someone on eToro. And we have our own copy portfolios. So you can actually see our chief investment office and our chief investment officer, who was the CEO of one of the largest ETF companies in Israel, managing, I think, more than $20 billion. So we're building also a lot of thematic investment products. So you can see here, for example, the returns of these products. So with one click of a button, you can actually invest in digital commerce or gaming industry or self-driving cars. And the way it works is, again, very straightforward. You can see the track record of each of those portfolios, and you can see just the entire stocks. And when you invest in a portfolio, it just copies all of these stocks, the same proportion and the same time to your account, and is being balanced by our chief investment office. So, it's a very simple user experience to invest in themes, in people, or directly in the markets.
Guys, go to the eToro website for those who want to at least try this. And I hope that you do, because at the end of the day, if you watch this and then you don't do anything about it, you just got entertained, but it doesn't really affect your life. And the whole reason why we keep doing videos like this is because at the end of the day, while you are at the prime of your years, this is one of the best times for you to plant. This is one of the best times for you to put in as much assets so that later on you have more investments and assets that are working hard for you.
Then it's a very fast decision for me that I want to own that company. And great examples for that is Disney and McDonald's and Coca-Cola. So when you look at non-tech stocks in my portfolio, that's usually the logic. I'm trying to figure out as a consumer, do I understand why this company is so successful? And if I realize that I understand why this company is successful, I would usually do a relatively brief, because I'm probably lazier than Warren Buffett. I would usually do a relatively quick brief of the company's financials, multiples, equity to debt ratio, but like 15 to 30 minutes max. Probably would review their recent investor relations presentation, which I think, by the way, it's amazing today how easy it is. Every public company, you just go to their website, we'll put those links on eToro, download the latest presentation, anybody can read it, and people should relatively easily understand what it says there. So that's my belief system. I'm investing in companies who I believe in their products for a long period of time, and that will give you a very large diversification for a small portfolio of whether it's $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000. You need a lot of money to try and create something as popular in the mindset as Bitcoin. Second is it by far the most decentralized cryptocurrency out there that has went already through several forks and fights and politics. And from my view and our research, it is truly decentralized. Nobody really controls it, and it's very hard to break it. And the community around Bitcoin seems to be very much sort of on its toes to make sure that it's up and running 24/7, to make sure that they're basically saving their currency, right? Or maintaining their currency. And third, which I also think is very relevant to the decentralization, the economics of Bitcoin are very, very clear. Everybody understands how mining works. Well, not everybody understands, but people who are in crypto understand how mining works. People understand there's a cap of 21 million Bitcoins, and that is almost defining Bitcoin. So I highly, highly doubt anybody will be able to sort of crack it and break it. And eventually, Bitcoin is the community of people running Bitcoin nodes in the Bitcoin software and using Bitcoin, right? That is what Bitcoin is. It's a code that everybody agreed that is Bitcoin. And that is a very, very strong thing. So, and because interest rates are zero or negative, and because governments will keep on printing money like crazy, I think that the value of Bitcoin for the next 10 years is going to significantly rise. It's going to be very volatile. It could drop from 23,000 to 10,000. So only invest money you can afford not to lose, but to, for a period of time, to lose and not panic and close and run away. It could easily fall down to from $23,000 to $10,000. That could easily happen. You people who invest in cryptocurrencies need to understand it's it's a big market. It's $400 billion plus now. So people who exercise their profit might drop the price of Bitcoin on a 10-year horizon. I would even say on a 5-year horizon, I'd be surprised if Bitcoin is not above $50,000 by the end of 2025. I'll be very surprised. So that's our view of Bitcoin. We have formed our own research and views on some of the top cryptocurrencies, whether it's Ethereum, where smart contracts is an amazing technology, and decentralized finance offer, in my opinion, something very, very interesting and that is different from Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin is king, you need to ask yourself, why would I invest in something else? And the answer is there are different values and features for different cryptocurrencies that you might believe in that probably won't be a part of the Bitcoin system. And just two examples, Ethereum is smart contracts, decentralized finance, proof of stake, ETH 2.0, unlimited scale. Again, so some of it is more futuristic, some of it exists today, but smart contracts and complex financial contracts, multi-party financial contracts is something that really doesn't exist today. So people don't really understand, there's the easy way to explain Bitcoin is saying Bitcoin is digital gold, and it's the first ever digital financial asset that people can own on their own everywhere around the world, right? Anybody can open a Bitcoin account with a clear API to the blockchain network. Anybody can own it, and that is, a revolution in finance. Ethereum, to explain its revolution, is thinking about smart contracts. Which is more complicated, but let's say you have 4 different people, and each wants to do a deal with one another, but all the deals are contingent. So I want to do a deal with you. I want to buy gold from you for a certain price. I want to buy a jewelry from you for a certain price. That jewelry includes both a diamond and gold and work. You need to pay the person working on the jewelry. You need to pay the person bringing you the diamond. You need to pay for the gold. The person who gives you the diamond needs to pay probably to somebody else. Today, all of these transactions are always completely separated. So for you to be able to sell me the jewelry, you need first to complete all of the initial transactions, and they need to first complete all of their initial transactions, right? And the transactions by definitions are disconnected. We can't connect all of the transactions together. Basically, smart contracts enables you to take all of these contracts together and say they are one. They are one contract between 6 different people. So I gave an example of supply chain, but it could be a trade on the Philippine currency, Israel shekel, company listed in Israel and a company listed in Philippines and a company listed in the US, because we want to do a complex trade where you're telling me you think telco in Philippines is going to rise higher than telco in Israel and the US. In order to do that trade, it would be almost impossible for us in 2020 to even conceive on how to write such a thing. 10 years from today, potentially this could be a standard, because multiple parties could sign a complex financial contract digitally using smart contracts, and everything would transact basically on that cloud called Ethereum. So that's the pitch on Ethereum. XRP is something completely different. XRP simply want to replace Swift, which is potentially a very good potential business model. They're doing good work at implementing their technology and their network of payments into banks. It's very, very, very different than Ethereum and Bitcoin, because it's not really decentralized. So the token itself could be claimed to be decentralized, but the technology itself and working with the banks is done by Ripple Labs. But group of talented people, it's good and interesting technology. It's not decentralized, so it doesn't really compete neither with Ethereum or with Bitcoin. But payments, cross-border payments, are based today on horrible old technologies that need to be changed. So somebody needs to change these technologies. Would XRP and Ripple Labs be the company that are able to disrupt that space? Maybe, and if they are, does it say that the value of XRP should be higher than today? Maybe. I'm less. I'm not sufficiently researched into XRP to say.
People who are watching this might get excited that, whoa, tech stocks, cryptocurrencies. How do you know that? Hey, why not just copy someone who is trading tech stocks or buying cryptocurrencies? Or when do you tell them, just buy your own cryptocurrencies, just buy Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, and then just buy Google, Amazon? How do you have any advice for them that just copy these people or just go direct stocks yourself?
I think it's all about time and attention and passion. I'm passionate about capital markets. I can pick stocks, I can choose stocks. My portfolio on eToro did 100% this year, and I'm very, very happy. But in 2018, because of the crypto winter, it went down by 50%. And I didn't mind, because I did 600% the year before. So I understand the risks, and I have my own thinking system and method for picking a wide range of stocks. And I've been doing this for 25 years now. Some people are passionate about investments, and they should make their own decisions. They can also learn from other professional and popular investors on eToro. They can talk to them, they can share information. Information is power in the markets. So I would definitely say, in any case, communicate, collaborate, and learn from popular investors on eToro. And if you want to build your own portfolio and you think you know how, you can do that. And I would recommend for every person on eToro to at least buy. By the way, I would recommend not buying with your portfolio more than 5 to maximum 10% of your portfolio in cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is a high risk instrument. Majority should be in the stock markets. You should understand portfolio allocation. So you're not supposed to put all of your money just into tech stocks. And if you do not understand that, then buy one stock, buy one cryptocurrency, and with the rest, copy people or our portfolios. So we basically enable people, both professionals and sort of investment geeks like myself, to collaborate and to trade on their own. And we enable to those who either aren't or who aren't yet to be able to basically earn and learn from others.
I hope that to everyone that's listening to this, that you're learning, and it also encourages you to invest, because at the end of the day, I think investing is one of the greatest equalizers, because it allows people wherever you are in the world to somehow put things on the ground and make it grow for you. My question is this, Yoni. A lot of entrepreneurs, businesses, because of this pandemic, a lot of them lost money. They lost their businesses. If it was you and you lost everything because of this, what would you do to turn things around or to make things better?
I heard of a lot of people that were able to pivot. So I have a family of mine that had retail stores, and obviously retail stores, all got bust, right? Nobody goes to retail stores; they're closed for 6 to 9 months. But he transitioned his entire business into basically a digital store. And he managed to learn how the internet works, and he redefined his business as, I'm first a digital store, and the real stores are just servicing my online business. And before that, it was the opposite. And so we definitely saw people who were able to pivot, to sort of be creative about how they can change their business or their job. And I think that is very important, because while the world might get back to normal, if you were in an industry that got significantly hurt, whether you worked in an airline or in a video or in a cinema, you need to understand that these industries, it'll take time for them to come out of the situation. Whether you ran a business and had a store, and you need to reinvent yourself in order to get back on track. I'll also say something related to that. I don't think for most people investing in the market is a full-time job. Investing in the markets is something that you do with your available income. And I do think a lot of people, and that's a big part of eToro, should invest in the markets. But I think the markets are volatile, and people should not sort of rely on earnings from the markets as their full-time job. Even on eToro or popular investors, once they reach a certain threshold and we pay them, then it becomes their full-time job, right? So if it is your full-time job, that's fine. If you work for someone and somebody's paying your salary, of course, investing can be a full-time job. But I do believe that it could be run in parallel to a profession, and a lot of professions right now, people need to reinvent themselves, and I think people who found themselves out of a job for a long period of time should try to find their next industry, their next thing, and there are, again, many opportunities out there. So while a lot of companies got hurt, a lot of companies are also growing, a lot around technology. I always recommend to people to go into places like technology. And also, by the way, then an interesting and thing that happened is that the content, whether it's internet content or whether it's creative content, there are more TV series, there's more productions. You can go to places online to find gigs. The gig economy has grown significantly. I would definitely recommend people to go into places like Fiverr, which is also a great Israeli stock, and to go into Fiverr, and if you found yourself out of a job, see whether anything that you're talented in, you can sort of participate in the gig economy.
Final words for people as we put this to a close. Anything you want to impart to them? And for those who want to know more about eToro, what's the best way to reach eToro and get more information about it?
Sure. So actually, anybody who wants can open a free account in eToro. So you just go to eToro.com and you can open a free account, and you get $100,000 of virtual money, where you can actually experience the platform, invest in stocks from 17 different capital markets with your virtual money, invest in cryptocurrencies, invest in commodities, indices, currencies. First of all, anybody who wants to see my portfolio can just go to my portfolio and see my track record, I think, for the past 9 years in eToro. And you can see here my portfolio across 128 different assets, with my big holdings in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola, etc. And again, two important parts to do on eToro. One is you can simply trade the various markets. So you can go to a stock like Palantir, which was a popular IPO this year, and as you can see, since the IPO has made a nice return for me in my portfolio, and you can basically go and see their stats. You can see people from all over the world talking about it, and you can see stats including financials, etc. So you can trade the same way: stocks, ETFs, crypto, indices, commodities, and currencies. And again, the fun part of eToro and the unique part of eToro, you can actually see people from all over the world. You can see their track record, and for each of them, you can actually see what they're investing in. So this guy, for example, is investing in Alibaba, Teladoc, which is another good company I actually wanted to own, Amazon, Sony, Baidu, Roche, Zoom, and KWeb, which I just found actually by coincidence met yesterday the CEO of that ETF company. So I know most of the stocks of this guy, so I'll feel relatively easy, so I can just copy him, and basically now every time he trades, it trades in my account at the same time and the same price. So that's how easy it is to copy someone on eToro, and we have our own copy portfolios, so you can actually see our chief investment office and our chief investment officer, who was the CEO of one of the largest ETF companies in Israel, managing, I think, more than $20 billion. So we're building also a lot of thematic investment products. So you can see here, for example, the returns of these products. So with one click of a button, you can actually invest in digital commerce or gaming industry or self-driving cars. And the way it works is, again, very straightforward. You can see the track record of each of those portfolios, and you can see just the entire stocks. And when you invest in a portfolio, it just copies all of these stocks, the same proportion and the same time to your account, and it's being balanced by our chief investment office. So, it's a very simple user experience to invest in themes, in people, or directly in the markets.
Guys, go to the eToro website for those who want to at least try this. And I hope that you do, because at the end of the day, if you watch this and then you don't do anything about it, you just got entertained, but it doesn't really affect your life. And the whole reason why we keep doing videos like this is because at the end of the day, while you are at the prime of your years, this is one of the best times for you to plant. This is one of the best times for you to put in as much assets, so that later on you have more investments and assets that are working hard for you. And here's the thing, Yoni, before we put this to a close, a lot of Asians, they would not, it's not something that's talked about. Investing is not something that's talked about here as compared to the Western markets. When they hear about investing, one of the things they would normally say is that I should have done that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I should have started it when I was earlier. So I encourage you, after this, do your own due diligence, study, do your research, and after that, when you have the confidence, start deploying capital and try their virtual account, so at least you get to practice everything. But here's the thing, Yoni, before I let you go, this is the fun part of the video. We have what we call fast talk. I give you two options. Pick one, no right or wrong answer, top of your head, whatever appeals to you or whatever works for you. That will go. Success or significance?
Significance.
Large, massive mansion or travel the world?
Large, massive mansion.
Win 100 times, but lose 50 times in the process, or win once and not lose at all?
Win 100, lose 50.
$100 million doing what you love, or 1 billion doing something you do not love?
100 million, definitely.
Work hard, work smart.
Work smart.
Trade or hold on to dear life?
If it's crypto, hodl.
Okay, got it. US dollar, euro?
Bitcoin.
That's actually my next question. Bitcoin or gold?
Bitcoin.
Google, Amazon?
Google.
Fitness, finance?
Finance.
Bonds or stocks?
Stocks.
Netflix, Disney?
Disney.
Ethereum, Ripple?
Ethereum.
Cut loss or hold?
Hold.
Die with a lot of money or die fulfilling your purpose?
Purpose.
Win one time, big time, or win small but repeatedly?
Small but repeatedly.
Money or love?
Love.
Okay, thank you so much, Yoni Assia. So if you want to know more about them, eToro, go to their website and sign up for their virtual account and then start trading.